Hi there guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I will be doing my preview for Saturday's game at home against Southampton, the final game before the first international break of the season. Now last week we all know what happened away at Watford. Frustrating performance, we deserved something out of the game, didn't get anything. If you want to see my thoughts on it and the whole match reaction and the match day vlog, of course, go into my channel. It was the last video I did. Very frustrating, and you'll probably see why in the vlog if you haven't seen the result or heard about what happened already. So today, obviously, Southampton is the focus, and it's going to be an interesting game because both teams are looking for a win. Southampton only on 1 point, haven't had a win yet. Obviously, we've had our win against Fulham, first game of the season, and both teams are struggling to try and pick up some points, trying to pick up form and get a string of results together. We're playing some good football, deserving to get points, but we're not getting them, and it's mainly due to not being clinical in our finishing. We're unlucky against Liverpool, but especially in the Watford game, not being clinical enough in our finishing. So I'm hoping this week, we've worked on that in training. I hope the home ground advantage will help with that as well if we do get any clear-cut opportunities to run a goal. It is rare for us to miss them. I can't remember the last time we missed a number of clear-cut opportunities in one game, so it was a bit weird that we missed those against Fulham, and like I said, frustrating, but I'm hoping we rectify those mistakes, and if we do have a clear-cut chance against Southampton at Selhurst Park, we put them away and put ourselves ahead. Like I said, Southampton will be going for this because they need a win. They need to get their first win of the season before the international break. I think they will, the whole squad, the whole club will have that mentality. So I expect to see them attack. I expect to see them have some attacking players in there, of course, like Danny Ings, which will be interesting to see because Danny Ings was linked heavily to us throughout the window. Whether the rumours were true or not, we don't know, but he was linked to a season-long loan. Things didn't work out with us, but he ended up going to Southampton, so I don't know if he will come back to haunt us, if you like, or come back and strike us for, you know, not getting him on loan. I don't know if that will happen, but it follows the storyline quite nicely, that. So I think Danny Ings is definitely a player to watch. He already scored this season as well, so got to be wary of him. I thought Southampton had a good transfer window. I haven't seen too much of them play, any of their highlights of their games. I haven't seen too much of it, but their signings were good signings in the window. I think they will be okay. I think they'll be down in the bottom half, but I don't think they'll be in relegation trouble. I know they're having a slow start now, but I think they've got the squad to get away from there. Nathan Redmond's always got to be one to watch out wide. He's been a bit hit and miss of late, especially last season. But then again, the whole Southampton squad were, especially, and Palace as well. It took us a while to get going, of course, after our horrific start. Going into this game, I will give my predicted lineup for Palace. Now, bear in mind, this is what I want. This is the lineup that I would put out. I think Roy will put out the same 4-4-2 formation that we've had in previous weeks and has worked so well for us. It is true that it's worked well. I think some fans, including myself, are getting a bit frustrated that he doesn't change it up for certain games, or at least change it up to, you know, when things aren't going well within a game, to try and change up the system. But despite that, you can't deny it. We've done well in our team. The team's done well in this formation, shall I say, and I can see him sticking with 4-4-2. But bearing that in mind, I do think that we should go with this formation and this lineup. This is the team that I would play for Southampton after the results that we've had against Watford and Liverpool. So in goal, we're going to stick with Hennessy. I think he's done very well this season. I don't blame him for the goal Holobas scored last week. I think that was a complete fluke. But I think he's had a very good start to the season, and that competition, Guaita coming into the squad, I think has given him some really good competition, and we're starting to see the good side of Wayne Hennessy. And I'd stick with a back four, of course. Wan-Bissaka back after his suspension. Really good to see him in the away end, actually, for the Watford game. Shows he's a proper fan of the club, as well as a top-class player. So I'd have Wan-Bissaka back in for Joe Ward. Joe Ward missing a sitter against Watford, but I do still rate him, and I still think he's a good player, but you've got to have Wan-Bissaka in. Then I have centre-backs. Hopefully, Tompkins is fit. He obviously pulled out of the Watford game because of a thigh strain, I believe it was, that he got in the warm-up. So that was a bit annoying. We don't want to have an injury crisis like last season to our top players, but I'm hoping that he'll be okay for this, and so I'm going to put Tompkins in. If not, Kelly will probably slot straight in there. Then Saka, of course, next to him at left centre-back. Also a good start to the season for him. And left-back Van Aanholt, who just had his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Van Aanholt. Then I would change up the midfield. Now, we have obviously, like I said, played 4-4-2, but I would change it up to a 4-3-3. I think we get the best out of our most influential players by playing 4-3-3. I think it's the best to get out of Wilf, and obviously everyone says that we're a one-man team with Wilf, and to some extent I agree with them, but the best way to get the most out of Wilf is to play him out wide. I think that he does well up front, and he has adapted to that role really well, especially last season when we needed the points. But this season so far, he's been quite quiet. Watford, he was very quiet. He didn't get on the ball enough. He did score the goal, of course, that got us in the game, but even so, he didn't get him into the game enough. And I think playing him out wide is the best position for Zaha. He is a winger naturally, and that's where he tears teams up most weeks. So for me, I would change up to a 4-3-3. I'd put in Luca in that hole just in front of the back four. Then the two ahead of him, I'd stick with MacArthur. I would say Chiarte, but I think that the fact he played a full 90 minutes against Swansea on Tuesday night means that he won't play this game, or he'll at least be on the bench. So I'm going to go for MacArthur in there, and he has had a good start as well this season. You can't deny it. He just missed an absolute sitter against Watford, so hopefully he'll just continue playing well. And then I think that Maya will start alongside him. Again, he played a full 90 against Swansea, but I just can't see him not playing in this game. I think that when he's come on, he's looked lively. Good game against Swansea, got his first assist coming off the bench. He changed the game for us when he came off the bench against Watford. So I'm with a load of Palace fans. I really want to see him get his first 90 minutes. Perfect game for him against a struggling Southampton at the moment, at home at Selhurst Park. Then the front three, of course, Zaha out wide left, Benteke up front, Townsend wide right. So that would be my predicted lineup. That's the team I want to see against Southampton. Like I said, though, I think Roy Hodgson will go 4-4-2. And again, hopefully it works, because at home it seems to have done really well for us. But I think there are certain games where we have to change it up, and I'm hoping this game isn't one of them. I hope that if we stick with 4-4-2, it works out for this game. But either way, I think we've got a very strong team. I think that we've got enough to... Obviously, we've got enough to beat Southampton. I think we've got enough to beat any team in this league on our day. So for me, going into the scoreline, bearing in mind that both teams are probably going to go for the win here, for us to get the points that our performances deserve, Southampton to finally get the first win of the season, they're going to think this is a great chance against us. I see both teams attacking. I see Southampton going for it and hoping that we don't sit too deep, but obviously play that really good counter-attacking football that we play, almost playing as an away team when we're at home. I'm hoping we push them on the front foot and have some attacking play in our game, but also having a purpose and, being quite direct, quite quick, high tempo. High tempo is the key thing in home games. I think that's what gets the fans really going at Selhurst Park. So hopefully we see that from both sides, more so from Palace. And because both teams will be attacking, I expect to see goals. So my prediction is 3-1 to Palace. I did make that as my prediction for 90 Min as well. Go and check out their channel to see that prediction, that preview to the game. And yeah, I'm hoping we see some goals from us and we put away the chances we need. Got to watch out for Danny Ings, Nathan Redmond, Elianusi if he plays as well. They have got some tricky wingers, some quick players. They've got a quick team, especially going forward. So hopefully, fingers crossed, Wan-Bissaka has a good game as always and manages to stick with the wingers, and we can look to break quickly and hope they overcommit. So there you go, guys. That's my preview to the Southampton game. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do have any thoughts on the game that I haven't touched on or that you think that could happen, please obviously comment below, and I always read the comments. I'll comment back with my thoughts on what your thoughts are, vice versa. And yeah, your score predictions down below as well. How do you think we'll do this season? I'd love to know your thoughts as always. Please give this video a share once you've watched it. I really appreciate that. Like as well. Subscribe if you're new. And fingers crossed we can get our first win at home this season and go into the international break 6 points after 4 games, which should be a really good start to the season in my opinion, looking at the fixtures. So fingers crossed. Let's go Palace. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on match day.